Hey, what's up guys, Mashine here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we've got quite a large one to unpack. We're going to be looking at one of these very popular sites coming from China. That's the main reason people are speculating that is the big source of growth for CSGO investments and a lot of things CSGO related. We're going to be checking that out, also looking at some of its predecessors and seeing what possibly could go wrong in this scenario for CSGO investing. Before we hop on into this one though, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor. The sponsor for today's video is SkinsMonkey. Now if you don't know what SkinsMonkey is, it's one of the most fast and efficient ways to trade out your CSGO skins if you're just not feeling it right now. You can go ahead, hop on over there, claim an extra free $5 on your first trade if you've never used it before. Plus, if you want to deposit some real money, you can get an extra 25% on top of that to spend on the site. It took me less than 3 minutes to complete the entirety of the trade, and if you guys are looking to do so yourself, it'll be the first link down in the description, and enjoy the video. Now first up, we got to start here with this site called IGXE. Now this is not the site most people are referring to, however it is the predecessor to what we're going to be looking at here. This is the pioneer site that is able to get us to where we are today. It's most similarly going to be looking like Buff to everyone that looks at it. It looks very similar, just another Chinese version of Buff. Now this site, IGXE, is going to lead into Buff. It was the predecessor to Buff as well. So Buff is only really here because of this site, at least to my knowledge. That's what I've been able to understand from it. However, what we're really going to be getting into is what China calls jewelry. Now that's going to lead us into our actual site here, which is called YYYP. It's a jewelry trading platform. It's quite interesting that they call it jewelry trading. However, the overall look of this site is going to be very similar to what you see on Buff. It's quite interesting how similar they are because they are quite different in their application. Buff is going to be for selling skins, whereas here on YYYP, or what is really being referred to as most of the English speakers called YYP, is you are going to be renting out CSGO skins similar to some English speaking sites you probably know. One of them is Loot Bear. That's one of the biggest examples and really the only major example we have in the English speaking language. What I find quite interesting is a lot of people are referring to this as a brand new CSGO site, which it's not. I mean, this site has been around for quite a while. I've been looking on the site called Bilibili, which I equate to the Chinese version of YouTube. It's very hard to interpret everything going on because everything's translated over from Chinese. However, it's got some funny comments. You'll see them in just a second. But mainly this screenshot, we're going to be looking at the phone recording in the bottom right hand corner. This is very important because I'm going to point it out when we get there. However, I want you to look at the applications that are on that phone versus the time dates on the comments here. Now looking at the screenshot here, you can see over here on the left that these comments have a timestamp of the middle of 2021, meaning the site is definitely not new. It's been around for at least 9 months and most likely longer than that. This is just one of the first videos I found that has the application installed on its phone, and if we blow up this picture here, it's actually going to be that 7th icon, the one directly below Steam. That is the YYP logo. Now overall, the knowledge we have of this site is quite limited. It's not easy to find anything closely related to it. However, it does seem there are some screenshots out there. I was able to find an article released the day before I'm currently recording. I believe it's going to say the day that you are currently watching this, which is quite odd. However, it's also because they are so many hours ahead in China. However, it talks about CSGO release jewelry rental platform was crowded by most people. It's very hard to interpret because it's not direct English. However, we're going to be going over that. Here, the site offers a couple of screenshots here. One where they've got this orange alienish logo up in the top left here, and you can see some CSGO related items on the bottom there, which is going to be very important for us to see. From here, we're able to figure out the actual return these people are potentially getting on their gloves. It makes it very interesting, and it's very important for us to see why this has gained so much in popularity here. Looks like we've got some sports gloves amphibious here, and it's going to be in the minimal wear variant. Now it seems like the rates on the right hand side, that 6, 6, 7, 7, and 8, those are going to be the daily rates. This is what I saw when I looked up the symbol for a day in China, and I believe that's about as closely related as we're going to get. Therefore, if we multiply that 6 yen by 365, we're going to be getting around 2,190 yen, which is more than 10% of the price that it's actually listed for here, I believe. This is going to be very important because it tells us that they are getting over a 10% return on their deposit asking price. But that's the major thing you got to look for here. That's their deposit asking price. That's not the actual price of the skin. You can see how that number differs so largely in that column. That's because those are set by actual people on what the bare minimum they would take to get this item out of their inventory if it was to get stolen or something, or the person wanted to buy it themselves. That is my understanding of it, because when we look up sports gloves amphibious on Buff, we're going to see that it's roughly going for just under 9,000 won. Therefore, this exchange rate, or rather the return they're going to be getting over a year, just went from just over 10% to almost 25% return on investment per year, which is absolutely crazy. That's an insane interest rate if you think about it that way. However, it makes sense because this is a daily interest rate. This is something we're extrapolating to 365 days. Those items aren't going to be rented out 365 days a year. However, it makes sense that when we extrapolate out this, they could potentially see this item being rented for 70% of that time, and they're still going to be gaining a massive amount of money, and this is why we're starting to see a lot of price increases. And I mean, when you take a step back and look at it, it really makes a lot of sense. Why would they not buy these CSGO skins for this cheap price when they're able to sustainably rent them out? Now, we don't know how sustainable this is for China. We don't know if this is going to be the new norm over there, because that would be quite unfortunate for the long-term CSGO investing community. I mean, there is going to be a lot of people who are going to see lesser profits in the future if this is the only hype we're getting from this. I mean, it's really hard to explain, but if this is the only way that we see these items go out to China, it's going to be very unfortunate for a lot of people, because we're not going to see price increases in the future. It's going to be very bad moving forward. It's going to be very detrimental to the CSGO community moving forward. However, heading back to that article we mentioned before, there's one key factor we really have to mention here. On the site, it says that the jewelry is rented and the payment is a deposit. Someone could really just take the items if the price goes up so significantly higher than that buy order price they set, or that price they set, which was in the 20,000 won for the first one that we saw there. In this article here, it basically states that if you've got a very desirable item, it's very possible these items could be stolen. The thing about renting digital assets is it's not like you can have a loan shark or someone come to their house, break their kneecaps, and take the money or take the item back. Here, it's very hard. We've only seen one person out of China really get arrested for something like this. Overall, though, that's really all I have for today, guys. This is quite an important one we had to get out because it is talking about a brand new site, and it's very important that you guys are informed about what's going on with these brand new sites. But that's really all I have for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.